Hello everybody, I'm the Awesome Jimbo. Welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime Trilogy. And so, now, in the last time that we were on the Let's Play stuff, we finished Metroid Prime, not 100%, and I have not yet received a bunch of comments saying you suck for not 100%ing this game. Well, I'm not gonna 100% these games, veteran, normal. I'm gonna play on veteran just to make things a little bit more interesting this time, as I'm pretty sure there's some people who want me to do it on higher difficulty. So, last we finished Metroid Prime 2, and I'm still in the middle of Final Fantasy 9, which I should probably go back to. But now, we're playing my previously personal favorite of the trilogy, Metroid Prime 2. And now I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people crying foul, saying, why would you pick Metroid Prime 2 over the first game? Well, I'll get into that as we go over this, but alright. So, alright. Locate Federation troopers and render assistance. So yeah, what's basically data confirmation and last transmission received from a rogue planet located in the Dasher region called Ether. I'm just gonna call it Ether, because that's how Ike says it in Super Smash Bros. It's like Great Ether. I don't really care how anybody says it. I mean, nobody knows how to pronounce monsters' names in Monster Hunter. They can't pronounce Nergigante. Whatever. So here we are, going right ahead. It's like target found. It kind of makes you think that, like, why makes you think. Assuming you were a kid like me who thought that she was just going after Ridley, I never actually thought that. I didn't really think about that. It's just like, oh boy, new Metroid game. I can't wait to play this. But yeah, that's not. It's like a blue planet that's looks like Norian from Metroid Prime 3, covered in a cloudy purple Kool-Aid atmosphere with purple Kool-Aid Yu-Gi-Oh card lightning stuff. I don't know. Alright. Really makes you think that would have been a great idea. But that's why this is my favorite game in the series, because it's only less than a minute long. Nah. Honestly, I've kind of grown tired of those fake out jokes. I mean, I'll probably use them at least once or twice in the countdown of mine, but in the future, but that's kind of going. Also, right. Yeah, here we go. Like, first of all, as you might notice, this game is also graphically slightly superior to the first game. Yeah. I mean, frankly, I don't think the game opens up nearly as interesting as the first game, but this game has a lot of improvements, as you can see. Like, in the previous game, there was just like a little square, but now everything is colored, so that you can see, oh, I haven't scanned that yet, but it's green, so it's a lot easier to tell if you scanned it or not. So, of course, just like last time, we have all our abilities, but I'm not going to bother changing the settings. I'm just going to use the beam to open doors. So, like, I do have a bit of interesting history with this game, because, like, I remember I was like 9 years old or something when I first saw this game at like a Walmart, and I wanted to play the demo, and I wanted this game so bad. And I did play the first game before I played this. I played all the Metroid Prime games in chronological order. Yes, including Metroid Prime Hunters, which a lot of people say that game sucks. I can't really say I loved it, but I haven't played it in like over a decade. I think the last time I played it was 2006, but I let a friend borrow it, and I never got it back because he let a guy borrow it, and that guy was kind of an asshole. And my copy of Metroid Prime Hunters is pretty much gone. Though it is a game I would like to play again just to see how it holds up with my nostalgia. And also to clarify, I did not play that game with touch controls. I just played it with that's not really the point. So, I got a bit of an interesting history with this game. Don't know if I already said that before, but So like I wanted this game so bad, but my mom was like, I was like 9 years old, okay, and I was like, I want this game, and she's like, nah, it's too expensive. You gotta wait a little longer for the price to go down. Which was fair enough, because like video games back nowadays are like $60, and back then they were like $50 a piece until like the PS4 came out. Were PS3s like $60 a piece, or were they like 50 when they first came out? I don't quite remember, as I didn't get a PS4 until 2010. I never really played it, so I can't really say. And I only got and then most of my PS3 games are used. Never really got any PS3 games at launch. If there's any, I can't really think of them. So don't ask me about that, as I wouldn't really be able to tell you. I'm just checking around and see other stuff. And then we decided to buy it on eBay. Decided to buy this game on eBay because yeah, the first thing you'll notice is that this game has some more crazy stuff. Died of cardiac arrest, chemical levels in body suggest extreme fear at the time of death. But yeah, this game kind of starts off on a really intense note. I mean, it doesn't start off as intriguing as the first game, but it starts off on a more tense note, if that makes any sense. I'm not gonna bother reading through all these, but continuing on, for like the 50th time, there's nothing up there. Um, we bought it on eBay for like a heavily reduced price. We didn't really play it. But then I got the game after school. I'm like, yeah, I get to go home and play a new Metroid Prime game. Of course, my buddy, a good friend of mine, he got the game super early. He got all. I used to be super jealous of him because he like got all the new games super fast, and I'm like, I want my game now. Like, like, to totally lucky, but that was way back when. But of course, my first copy of Metroid Prime 2 did not last very long because I was kind of stupid, because I didn't really take good care of my video games. A lot of my old video games don't some have a lot of scratches on them because I was too lazy to put them back inside the covers. But of course, nowadays, if you don't put the game back or movie back in the case, I'm gonna flip my shit, and I will absolutely not forgive you for any of that. And so my copy stopped working pretty quickly, and uh, I just and years later I just kind of got to. I went to GameStop back when they used to have GameCube games, even though it says that they do. Whoa. Yep, this is what. No, no, don't go back in morph ball mode. I don't know why I did that. I thought I was still in morph ball mode. Yeah, yeah, I was not kidding when I said that this game kind of starts off on a very tense note. It's like it's got zombies. It's like probably the closest thing we'll have to a zombie apocalypse scenario. Oh yeah, and this time there's no point to scanning the ammunition stuff. I'm probably gonna do that anyway because force of habit, but I don't think there's really any point to that anymore. Alright, go ahead and do that. Yeah, it starts off, yeah, once again, it starts off on a very interesting note. And of course, a lot of stuff that you had to scan to get that sweet 100% doesn't really happen anymore. Oh, that's the one I already scanned. It doesn't really happen anymore. Like you had to scan the locked doors in order to get another scan thing for that's important, or the energy and ammunition stuff. That doesn't happen anymore. But I do think this game also has one of the more interesting lores and world building in the series. I absolutely adore the world and the intricacies. In fact, I do have one story that I really want to share, but I'm gonna wait till later to say that, to say stuff like that. Hmm, plenty of intrigue going on here. Scan that. Alright, of course, like before, of course, last time, it's also not gonna change with the third game once we finally get to that. I'm just gonna scan everything. Of course, scan everything anyway. That's a pro tip from the awesome Jimbo. A little hard to see with my TV. I mean, that's gotta be the fastest turn speed I've ever seen. Also, where the heck would she go off to? There's no room, which, of course, kind of... and, yeah. So, you're probably asking, what the hell just happened? You Jimby Jims. I don't know. What the heck just happened there? Well, the answer to that, my friend, is I can't tell you because even I've been playing this game for well almost 15 years, and I still have no idea what the heck just happened. Hey, at least this time you don't have to fight a thing to get the morph ball back, or the charge shot, which is absolutely stupid. Like, that's my biggest complaint with the game story. That's my main complaint with the game story-wise. Like, how the fuck did you lose your weapons? Like, that makes no sense. You fired a beam up in the sky somehow, and somehow it pushed you back, and yet somehow you still lost your items. Like, was she firing things at the sky in defiance? It makes absolutely no sense. I never really bothered finishing. Oh no, wait, I did. I said like that. Yeah, this game has the most bullshit excuse for ability loss in any game I've ever seen. I mean, at least with Symphony of Night is just as bad. Grim Reaper's like, you better leave, and Alucard's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he's like, okay, then I'm gonna take your shit as payment for you trespassing on my. The elevator will move when you get on the hologram. Well, no shit. Hmm. I also do gotta say I do like a lot of the details going on. Like the elevator has those things that turn, and it's actually really charming. I do like that, and I really like this world. And even though a lot of people will argue that the environments look really bland, and I'm willing to agree with you, but I like it more for the lore rather than the visuals. But I won't deny that the world looks a little bit weaker because the environments aren't nearly as interesting as you will see later on. Need to update, like that's the main question. How the heck would you be able to do that? Okay, scan these. Oh, and also one thing that's really cool about this is you actually get to view the 3D models of the scan stuff you scanned, and it's really cool. The first game did not do that, and in comparison, that's like one thing I absolutely loved about this game over the first is that you got to view the end game models. Like, let's see right here, you can also see them in action a little bit, and it's really cool. Looks really, and it's cool stuff. And yeah, no, I'll go ahead and spoil it a little bit. The third game does bring it back, so that's really cool. In case anybody is curious, upon moving out of my apartment, I left my original copies of Metroid Prime 1 and 2 and 3 back at my folks' place. And I didn't bother bringing it because I have the Metroid Prime trilogy on me. That's well, I only have the original copy. I don't have the I don't have the steelbook cover of the game, and I didn't get the Metroid Prime trilogy on Wii until I have the. Hang on, let me look that up. I have the cover right next to me. I still have the receipt from GameStop. I got this over 2 years ago. Actually, I didn't get it until 2 years ago. So I haven't. I binge played it the whole way through, and it was a good time. I didn't get the Metroid Prime trilogy version because I'm like, well, I have it on the GameCube. Why would I want it on the Wii? Well, I can think of many reasons you would want it on the Wii because, well, you get that's like all three games in one with better controls and better visual rate aspect ratio. And I think this is my favorite overworld theme in the entire. Well, I just want to say the music is not nearly as iconic, I guess, as the first game, but I do like this game's soundtrack overall way more. Even though there's a couple songs that stand out way more in the first game that I like, but as a whole, I like the soundtrack of this game way better. And for a while, yes, this was actually my favorite game in the trilogy, and my favorite game in the series. Nowadays, I like all three games equally, so I don't have a definitive favorite, but I do think this is the worst one of the trilogy. Though I do think it's a masterpiece in comparison to Metroid Prime Hunters. Because I do remember liking Metroid Prime Hunters, but again, I still haven't got my own copy since I lost my old copy, which go ahead and rewind the video for you to hear an explanation on that. But I would like to play that game again, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like in this game I like more than the first, but there's a lot of stuff there's a few things I prefer the first one over for a couple reasons. I don't know why, but this game is this. I do think this is the worst of the trilogy, but I do think it is still a fantastic game. It doesn't have it doesn't have a lot of stuff that really pisses me off personally because I've gotten used to it. I mean, nowadays if I played the Metroid Prime trilogy for the first time, I probably wouldn't like it as much. Because like a lot of my favorite games I have nostalgic bias, Like this game, like these 3 games, I have a nostalgic bias. And now as for this, I have no idea why. Oh, and as you might notice, like the screen goes from blue to purple just a little bit. Is seeing the background kind of hard to see due to atmospheric interference. I don't remember if it was. Good afternoon. Oh, right, that's right. I don't have missile expansion. Um, like that. Yeah, you're probably you're most likely gonna be seeing me. Okay, in the scan visor all the time. Eh. And also, just to point, no, not the map, not to point out. I don't know why. I also really like the interface. It's very interesting and unique. I just can't get enough of how much I like the interface. I mean, I don't know. Mostly because it's real. Well, how many times have I said this? Unique. Like that. I just really like the interface. I think it's just really fun to mess around with, and it's really fun to look at. All right, so scan that. So I think I'm since this is the first episode, I'm gonna go on just a little bit longer, and we'll stop. Oh well, this is actually where I'm going to stop after this. So scan you. There we go. And scan this. I'm not moving a single inch. All right. Let's go ahead and make half a step, and so like the beginning of the story was like you just had to go find some GF troopers and give them some backup. And that also really seems like some extremely awkward interface for Heracles. I thought that was pronounced Heracles when I was younger. National system engaged in unknown space pirate frigate. The enemy frigate was crippled and it crashed on the planet Ether. We followed the pirates, but our ship was damaged by a storm as we entered Ether's atmosphere. Heavy magnetic activity during the. Okay, well, okay. Upon landing, we split into 2 units. One to set up an. Come on, really? Each unit was doing fine, no problems, until they appeared. Also, since that data interface, it seems like it would be incredibly awkward to move around unless there were. These guys are about as effective as stormtroopers in Star Wars. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that GF trooper was a woman. I don't know why. Not saying that women can't be a GF trooper. Or so Galactic Federation. Okay, so this is a good stopping point. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the episode here, and we'll continue on. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.